Welcome to the dumbest ideas of the month. This month we'll be cycling around Iceland in winter. Let's break this sentence down, shall we? First comes cycling, the act of traversing the landscape, usually on a road, on a frame with two attached pedals and wheels. Push down on the pedals, it moves you. Pretty straightforward. Then there is the around Iceland part. Even if you've never heard of such a place, you can guess how it is from its name alone. Iceland. And it definitely lives up to its name. Although I would call it Winland. And around means following the circular ring road number 1. Which brings us to winter, the shittiest period of the year in terms of outdoor conditions. At this time you can find temperatures reaching down to minus 30 degrees centigrade. Frequent storms with gale force winds. Almost perpetual darkness. Plenty of iced over asphalt. A ton of off-road vehicles, and much more. I know what you're thinking. This two-wheeled git is no longer a danger just to himself, he's actively endangering other occupants of the road as well. But that is unfair. This two-wheeled git is a danger mostly to himself. Hold your horses, I'm taking all the necessary steps not to be a burden on the drivers. This means being well lit and visible at all times, and not traveling when the conditions are suboptimal. Which is not always the case, as you've surely gathered from my footage so far. Yeah, the weather changes too frequently in this island nation. So, here's the plan. Landing at Keflavik Airport on December 1st. Going through the capital, continuing north by east, through the highlands, eastern fjords, turning onto the southern shore and doubling back. Terminating the journey where it started on December 23rd. A complete clockwise circumnavigation in 21 days. Also, this is a summer map. The winter one looks more like this. What else is there before we begin? Oh, right, my gear. And I'm also taking a tent, mat, batteries, shoes, you know, all the stuff that I need to survive. And in case you find my choice of footwear peculiar, you're about to learn that these are perfectly suited to any environment. But they can break, so I'm taking spare shoes. Not that I'm getting cold feet, I just like my toes too much. So without further ado, let's do it.
Glaðlyndur vinnumaur, en ég þarf mitt andrými, allt nokkuð landrými, ég vil ekkert vegan bull, ekkert mjólkur kaffisull, en ef ég nefni það, fer góða fólkið strax af stað. Sorry með mig, má maður aldrei mig, sorry með mig, leiðindi út í heim, við getum pakkað saman. Þetta hægt að vera gaman. Á þetta má þetta. Sorry með mig. Og ef það ángrar þig.
On the third night, I settled next to a bench 10 kilometers outside the Thingvellir National Park. To fend off the ever-present northeastern headwind, I built a low wall of snow and hid my tent behind it. Last night's wind tore the stakes out of the ground and I was woken up by the wet tent wall slapping my face. That's why I'm securing the tent poles with snow, on top of which I'll pour some water so it freezes solid. Good morning. Today we have a difficult task ahead of us. We're going inside the national park boundary. What's cool about it is that there's the divide between Eurasian and North American tectonic plates. Well, before we exit the national park, the roads we're going to go on are supposed to be impassable. I don't know what that means, and I mean to find out today. So, you know, this red stretch, that's 40 kilometers, and there's a hot spring at the end if I make it. So I'm looking
forward to it. Let's see what impassable means in Iceland.
I just go my way, living every day. I don't worry not a tree. Things that bother you never bother me. Things that bother you never bother me. I feel happy and fine, living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time. Having got a lot, I don't need a lot. Coffee's only a dime. Living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time.
It's really cold. What do you think? How is the wall? Oh, holy mother of 3, 2, 1. It's cold.
I'm right here to stay when I want to stay. I'll be right in my park. Living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time.
Fellas, I'm British. I'm on the wrong side of the road.
No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
Good heavens. What happened here? I'm out of shape.
What I didn't know at the time was that impassable means that the road isn't serviced at all in winter. And were there something to happen to me on this impassable stretch, I suppose that the emergency services wouldn't be too keen on rescuing me. So I was essentially taking a gamble with my well-being. But what's a holiday about without a little risk, eh?
Oh shit, I was not paying attention. That's the road. Fuck. I think I tore my glove. Just need to walk it up.
Slói, eftir alls konar eins og grönn. Eftir endaðu spömm
To give you a perspective on how slippery it is.
með mörgum fullur stríkjum. Ég lendi alltaf á upphafsreit.
This one was a gentle one. Fucking gloves are falling apart. Oh, that hurts. A bit of a scrape.
Nóttin var að vakna að værum svefni þessi gamla góða við klæmi tefni
I've lost count of how many times I fell today.
lafaði átana eftir þér.
Hvað ef ég nenni ekki? Hvað ef ég hitti engar sem ég þekki?
Ekki bara grenja, ekki bara grenja, ekki bara grenja. Ekki bara grenja, ekki bara grenja, ekki bara grenja.
Skin my palm a little bit.
Eftir vetur og til Eftir trúm og munúðar Eftir og marga ómunus kossa
You're distracted by these hot springs. Yippee, we fucking made it. It was a good day, except for those stumbles and falls. Also, what the fuck is Pelstein?
In the morning I had the option to return to road number 1 and continue as planned. But since I failed to sustain any serious injuries on the side roads, I went to see some geothermal vents instead, and then aimed for a shortcut through another low mountain pass.
Hey þú, viltu koma niður á strönd Ganga hönd í hönd með sól við sjónarönd Hey þú, má ég vera með þér aldrei spurt en í má ég ganga.
This happened? How am I supposed to connect these?
Því skjótt kemur nótt og allt verður hljótt, þá læðumst við fljótt, vonin fjörur, tveir vinir óguð, ég verð alltaf pínu soft, roða slær á loft, ég hef sagt þetta oft, einmitt þá vil ég kúra með þér.
Fellas.
On December 6th, I rolled into Varmahliv. The conditions were excellent so far, at least by Icelandic winter standards. No precipitation with a clear sky, lows of -14 degrees Celsius in the morning, and a steady northeastern headwind never changing direction or exceeding 50 km per hour. Honestly, a great start.
What are you looking at? Have you never seen a cyclist in Birkenstocks or what?
And at this exact point it stopped being great. Ahead of me lay the most mountainous section, and the weather was turning as well. Except for the wind, of course.
Good morning. I think I'm going to call it a day today and just park my bike at the nearest thermal spa. Just chill out for a day. It's been 7 days of riding non-stop, so today's as good a day as any for rest. I'm fucking soaked, cold, bruised and miserable. I really need a rest day. Ah, fuck this. Please tell me it's open. Please tell me it's open. That was excellent. I feel refreshed. I feel like a new person. The fuck is that? Today I'm facing a particularly nasty day. We're going through the mountains. This is the road number 1, the green one, but it's going through a tunnel where bikes are not allowed. So I have to go all the way around, like up the mountain and then down, instead of just going through like everyone else. And it's going to be a fucking nightmare up there. So I expect ice, snow, slush, Armageddon. Up is going to be terrifying and down is going to be straight up mortifying. Whew, what a day ahead of us. But don't worry, it's not all that bad. I made some green tea.
Someone wrote this song for and I could tell you where it's from. 4736251. Put my mind at ease.
Fuck you.
Please just have a laugh with me. 'Cause you know I'm borrowing right now. These sounds have already crowned. Come on, it's a silly dream. Dreaming of the imagery unfound. The hill sits nice from that car. And if you
cannot connect them because the silver shit is inside. How the fuck do I pull it out? That's what happened there and there as well. I can't fucking fix it. I don't know, I've tried everything and I just made it worse. I made another one snap. Do you see that? There's 2 snaps. I think I'm going to get an accommodation for the first time and try to fix it there, because if I can't fix it there, then I'm fucked. I've been working on this for hours. I cannot solve this. I cannot get these silver, they're called ferrules, I cannot get them outside the poles. They're just stuck. The adhesive that holds them in place failed in 4 different places. I have literally no tools available for this job. So I've come up with only one possible solution. I will have to find a splint along the parts that are apart, like a stick, and then use the duct tape to tape around it and hope, for the love of God, that it doesn't collapse on top of me.
Do you remember when I told you about not traveling when the conditions are suboptimal? Well, I kind of lied. A small storm was forecast for this very day, but I ignored this warning, heading straight towards the city of Egilsstaðir in the mountains, some 200 kilometers away. But why?
Where is the wind coming from? We're surrounded by mountains. This doesn't make sense at all. Where is the wind coming from? There's a mountain. No, it's fine. Thank you. I'm literally freezing my nuts off. The important question is, where am I going to sleep tonight? A broken tent, a foot of new snow. It's looking bleak tonight.
Luckily, I found a restaurant, and the employee told me about their family farm a couple of kilometers off the main road. Here, I would be able to find lodging for the night to come. Supposedly.
In here. You want home? Fucking hell. What are we gonna do, boys? I can't find any people around. Is that shit?
So, since the only living beings that I found were a couple of dogs and this fella, I settled on a haystack in this little shit-strewn sheep shack that I found. Not exactly the lodging I was expecting, but as a wise man once said,
It is what it is.
so a solid rating of 11 out of 10.
Good morning. The wind has been getting progressively worse during the night. I checked the internet and there's a yellow wind warning for the entire Iceland. That means hazardous for travel, for, you know, in a vehicle, in an actual vehicle, like a car. I actually met some people and I arranged an accommodation. They weren't happy about me sleeping in their shed. So here's how I'm fixing this problem. All I need to do is stress the cord a lot. itsy tiny layer of glue, like so, just a little bit, all around. By the God, I hope it works. Alright, now just to do this 3 more times. Alright, so I was able to fix 3 out of the 4 missing ferrules. I was able to pull them out of the tube. This one is lodged way deep inside, like somewhere around here. I could do something like this, you know. Will it hold? What do you think? Solution is one tiny little issue. I'll put it on the rear of my bike and I will pray to all the northern gods that I don't fall on the pole.
Okay, right now I'm a couple of kilometers off the main road number 1. So I was thinking that instead of doubling back, I could take a shortcut through the highlands and save some 15 kilometers. Brilliant idea, right? Especially after a snowstorm. The road was of course marked as impassable, but by now this term, to me, has become a point of derision. Yeah, and if any of you from Mörlutalur see this, thanks for letting me stay, both in and out of your shed.
Starting to have second thoughts about this. Thanks for telling me. Yep, it's pushing. No! I snapped off my shaft. Oh no! Folks, I'm royally fucked here. I found this tiny little village, but there's no one around. I'm freezing. I'm out of food and out of friends. I'm fucked. I don't know what to do. I can't even unlock my phone because everything's fucking wet. Fucking hell. There's really no one around. Come on.
Another night, another shed. Things weren't going exactly as planned at this point.
I guess this is home for today.
For a moment, I considered quitting. There was a ferry not far from here, going back to Europe.
Alright, I get out of me wet clothes. I'm in my sleeping bag. Now you can't see it. I'm shivering from cold. What a day. Good morning, 6 a.m. I just got out of the shed, back into my wet clothes. I have had no dinner and no breakfast, so I'm starving. But after 2 weeks, the wind has actually turned in a favorable direction and it's pushing me in the back.
200 kilometers. Isn't it beautiful? This is 1 centimeter thick. What do you think? Will this work? Guess it works for now.
I have to dry those socks somehow. I think my numerous stumbles caused this. Look ridiculous. Hello. I accidentally left my shoes outside in the night. Oh hell yeah, now they're frozen solid.
Good morning. It's 6 a.m. on the 15th. Today my goal is to reach the city of Hofen. It's 130 kilometers away, so today is a hard push day. The weather today is supposed to be very calm, meaning no winds, which is very rare for Iceland in winter, so we have to utilize this potential and translate it into distance. And I also omitted a very important detail yesterday. I'll be finishing this trip on my stocks. I just want to see if it's possible, you know. I did it in Norway, so why not in Iceland, eh? We'll see how it goes.
Ríðum, rekum yfir sandinn, rennur sól á bakviðarnar fett. Hér á Reykj margur óhreinn úr því fer að skyggja á jökulsvett. Drottinn leiði drösunin mín, drjúgur verður síðasti áfanginn. Drottinn leiði drösunin mín, drjúgur verður síðasti áfanginn. Þaut í holti tófa, þurran vitt hún blóði bæta góm. Eða líka einhver var að hóa, undarlega tigrum karlaróm. Útilegu menn í ódáðarhraun.
You wouldn't believe it, but my shoes are wet. I don't know what happened.
Útilegu menn í ódáðarhraun eru kannski að svara þér á raun. Ríðum, rekum yfir sandinn, rökkrið að síga á herðu breið. Álfa drottning að veisla gandinn, ekki gott að verða á hennar leið. Vænsta tárin vil ég gefa til að vera kominn ofan í Kiðagil. Vænsta tárin vil ég gefa til að vera kominn ofan í Kiðagil.
Hey look, it's the sun. I haven't seen you in like 2 weeks. Just look at this. How often do you get a windless day
in southern Iceland. How common is this, or how rare? I dare to say it's pretty bloody rare. Not even a whisper of a wind. It's magnificent. It's beautiful. But fuck me, it's colder by the second. How is it possible that when the sun shines, it's the coldest? Not even nights are this cold.
Daydream, I fell asleep amid the flowers for a couple of hours on a beautiful day. Daydream, I dream of you amid the flowers for a couple of hours. Such a beautiful day. I dream of the places I've been with you, how we sat with the stream flowing by. And then when I kissed you and held you so near, tell me why you're so shy. Daydream, I fell asleep amid the flowers for a couple of hours on a beautiful day.
I already bought the plane ticket, so I don't really have a choice. I have to go, be it pouring or snowing. I don't know how much longer I can take this. I'm fucking cold, just a little more. Why is it snowing? Jesus, I'm cold. Hello fellas, how are you doing? Sorry for intrusion. This is an emergency shelter. I can't feel my fingers.
I think we're gonna make the flowers for a couple of hours, singing all of the day.
I'm booking a hotel. Hello fellas. Just 323 more. Infinite poetry for everyone.
Því miður, án glerugna veit ei hvað framundan Horfið var mest allt mitt hár fyrir 30. Herra ég vild að ég gæti það greið. Það skamt síðan ég loksins greið yfir 20, sem skýrir það út að ég veit ekki neitt. Stór bumban og hárið í hringi, 111 kíló ég Þegar göróttu ölinnu gáska full kingi, ég guppaði oftast í skeggið á mér. Villi bita feitur eða mjó, verkantaður lítill eða stór, ef að þú ert vinur okkar, færðu
going back to Reykjavik. Fuck yeah. I did it. I fucking did it! Yeah, boy! Woo! This is the best feeling ever.
Mjög var ég illa að búsinu bitinn. Nú bið ég til Guðs já og drekk bara kók. Ég risastór maður og
I have my camera ready for all the falls that I'll suffer. Oh, also there's a car over there that passed me. He asked if I was okay. It seems to be an ongoing motif when I'm cycling. There's no traction here.
Sem gæti skýrt hvers vegna fiðring ég finn
og uppi á sviði hver einasti maður uppáhalds ljótasti hálfvitinn þinn. Fyllibita feitur eða mjór, ferkantaður lítill eða stór. Ef að þú finnur oftar, færðu alltaf hann. Hvort sem það sumar eða snjór, saman alltaf kynjum þennan fór. Vegna þessi verðum alltaf ljór.
Look at this. Should be the biggest cow guys ever seen. Look at that chair. That's nothing. I don't think my socks will ever be clean after this. Yeah, this one applies. This one's real. Buon appetito. Da, 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 da.